Hey, I've been looking at your art and it seems like you only paint black people. What do you mean? I mean, I went through your entire account and everyone's black. Oh, I mean, is there something wrong with that? Of course! Because lots of other artists only draw fair-skinned people, but since they're seen as the standard, nobody bats an eye. Lighter skin tones are seen as the default, but darker ones are often considered a deviation from that default. So by primarily painting darker-skinned people, I aim to both change that narrative and establish black and brown people as an equally valid default. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that little intro, because it is true, I do get asked all the time why I primarily paint black people. Now, there are multiple reasons for this artistic decision, the first one being, in Western media, black people are rarely portrayed authentically, if at all. Whenever I interact with any form of media, whether I'm watching a TV show or a movie or playing a video game, I've noticed that most of the black characters usually fall under some sort of character stereotype. Stereotypes like the mammy, the Jezebel, the thug, savage, or brute, the Sambo, the sapphire, the coon, and the pickaninny have been especially pervasive throughout the Western canon. The mammy, usually a large, desexualized domestic servant woman, and the Sambo, a jolly, lazy, incompetent black man, were used to glorify servitude in the 19th century and persisted throughout the 20th century. More recently, the sapphire, a sassy, bossy, headstrong, matriarchal woman, simultaneously masculinizes herself and emasculates her black male partner with snappy comebacks and neck rolls. The coon or jester, a lazy, expressive, inarticulate buffoon, is the pinnacle of minstrelsy. And the pickaninny, a black child who is a mini version of the coon or Sambo, has animalistic qualities, unkempt, gravity-defying nappy hair, and is seemingly incapable of expressing any genuine pain or suffering. These stereotypes provide comedic relief and often serve as secondary to a central white protagonist. Their mannerisms, phrases, and behavior are spectacles for audiences to enjoy. They are entertainment. In this way, these stereotypes reinforce ideas of black inferiority and subservience. On the other hand, the savage or thug, a violent, aggressive, and brutish black man, and the Jezebel, a hypersexualized black seductress, serve to justify violence against black people. If all black men are violent thugs, we can be shot, lynched, suffocated, beaten, and disproportionately incarcerated. If black women are imagined as all lustful, inherently sexual beings, then sexual violence against them is justified. But none of these stereotypes can even be considered accurate representations of black people, yet they still permeate the imaginations of Americans, informing policy, legislative decisions, police action, judicial bias, medical care, and so much more. I encourage you to recognize these harmful stereotypes and character tropes the next time you consume media, because they're really everywhere. Even celebrities who are not characters but are real, complex, living people can be subject to being stereotyped. We see the consequences play out all the time. For example, when police officers justify killing another black man because he had superhuman strength. We see this brute or thug stereotype applied even to the 5'1", 201-pound Kari Illich, who was killed by Deputy Stephen Mills in 2013. Also, the stereotype of the strong, independent, unshakable black woman persists when doctors discount black women's self-reported pain and discomfort in the medical field. According to the CDC, black mothers in the US die at 3 to 4 times the rate as white mothers. A black woman is 22% more likely to die from heart disease than a white woman, 71% more likely to perish from cervical cancer, and 243% more likely to die from pregnancy or childbirth-related causes. And when black women experience sickness or illness, they are 2 to 3 times more likely to die than white women who had the same medical condition. Racial stereotypes aren't harmful because they're annoying or inconvenient. They're literally costing black men and women our lives. So, going back to my work, I paint black people in all contexts so as to avoid accidental adherence to these oppressive stereotypes, but also to avoid synecdochic representation, which is when part of a whole stands in for the whole. Like, I shouldn't only paint a bunch of black rappers because that would flatten blackness. It could imply that rap encompasses all of the black experience, when in reality, it's just one black experience. Instead, I've painted Black Mary, Black Jesus, Black mermaids, Black hyperfemininity, Black anatomy, Black wealth, Black excellence, and another reason why I primarily paint Black people is because I want to highlight the beauty in Blackness. The beauty found in rich skin and saturated tones and dark, cloudy hair. Beauty can be seen as trivial or vapid, but beauty, like intelligence, has been historically reserved for whiteness, so attributing it to Afrocentric characteristics is an act of empowerment. This is the reason the Black is Beautiful movement was so transformative. If Black men and women are made to feel less attractive than their white counterparts, they are simultaneously being made to feel inferior and secondary. This is why I love the work of artists like Kehinde Wiley, who celebrate and announce the beauty in Blackness. I do want to note that beauty isn't the only method of aesthetic empowerment. For example, artists like Wenjechi Mutu embody Alaya Abdur-Rahman's concept of Black grotesquerie, which subverts predominant representational logic using an aesthetic practice of contortion, exaggeration, substitution, inversion, and corruption. This seemingly counterintuitive mode of representing Black bodies ignores the aesthetic standard, which states that beauty precipitates value. Instead, Wenjechi Mutu presents Black bodies in a grotesque, contorted context that leaves room for value and reconstruction. But anyways, that's a video for another day. Personally, I love the way dark skin richly absorbs and reflects the colors of its environment. I love how it glossily reflects light. I love how Black hair can shimmer like glitter when it's wet. And I love how Black irises look like onyx orbs. I hope this love is expressed through my work. It is important, though, to acknowledge that Black features on non-Black subjects have recently dominated female beauty standards. Afrocentric features like full lips, button noses, rounded eyes, tan skin, and curvy figures are all seen as desirable attributes, but only when they appear on non-Black or racially ambiguous people. Okay, wait, so I have this theory. So remember when celebrities stopped wearing necklaces at events and everyone was really angry? I theorized that it was all because Anok Yai pulled up to the 2023 Met Gala without a necklace, instead opting to accentuate her glowing neckline and defined collarbone. Then, I think stylists tried to mimic the same look on their clients, but failed since lighter skin tends to be a lot less reflective. And so there was nothing to replace the lost visual interest in the neck area. Anyways, this is all to say that while African characteristics are celebrated in non-Black people, I hope to celebrate these characteristics on actual Black people. Everything from our lighter palms, to our versatile hair, to our chromatic skin tones. My final thoughts on this racial aspect of my artistic practice is that I'm Black. I moved through the world as a Black man. I grew up around Black people, and I understand our experience. So, painting darker skinned people is less of an active choice and more of an act of authenticity. My art is a reflection of myself, so naturally I paint people who look like me. This is not to say that I don't paint other people. I do. But if most of my paintings centered around a group of people to which I don't belong, that would be really odd since I don't actually know their lived experience, nor would I be qualified to accurately represent them. Alright, my little speed paint is coming to an end, so I'll leave my commentary there. Thank you so much for listening to my thoughts and ramblings on art and Black representation. I hope you were able to consider how representation in art matters, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Remember to subscribe. Please. Until next time.